What's going on, Sideboard podcast listeners? This is your host, Caleb Williamson, and joining me today is Tim. How's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing, Caleb?
I'm doing great. Expecting some rain here in Fresno, so I'm honestly pretty stoked because we need some rain in California.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of weird. Like last week, super cold and rainy out of nowhere, and then
Yeah.
it just all of a sudden stopped after like the coldest and rainiest day we've had so far, and it's back to being warm again.
Yeah, it was like kind of warm yesterday and today, but tomorrow it's gonna like pour a whole bunch apparently, so I'm excited.
I am also
Which
excited
is-
because I have tomorrow off, so I don't got to deal with it at work.
Yeah, it's weird to like, as a Californian, to be excited for rain while other states are like,
Make it
like
stop.
like hurricane states are like, rain's very bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It'll be a nice change for a little bit, considering we like never ever get anything except for sun here.
Yeah, totally. Yep. Okay, well, let's get into today's cast. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So the title of today's video is going to be the Set 12 Continued Meta, and that's kind of what we want to focus on today for you listeners. We just want to bring you guys as much information and a lot of coverage from everything we have, and don't spill my water in the process.
That would be very bad. You know, electronic things don't really like water.
Anyways, we're good. We're all good here. Anyways, so we just want to bring you guys the most information we can. You know, as we get updates, we like to talk about it and just give you our thoughts on it. So that's what we're going to do today. Now that we have Tim back this week, we're going to go over a few things. First off, a little bit of news. There was a couple of Pro Play Tour events this weekend. We had one in Visalia that I went to and one in Miami. And I think there was an online event as well. Don't quote me on that one, though. But yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure. I know Miami did a Team Wars event on their second day, but only the singles of Miami was streamed.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just go over that real quick, and we're just gonna talk about the winners, top 2 decks, that kind of thing, and some of the findings we found from there involving the Set 12 meta. So Visalia, I went to that event. Me, my buddy Marcus, Emperor Couscous, and then our local Brandon Alvarado. We all three carpooled, went to that event. It was an in-person event. So that was a nice refresher. You know, we had masks and temperature checks and all that sort of thing. So we were being safe about it. But yeah, it was just really nice to get out and play some games in real life. Set 12 just dropped last weekend, and so we all had like new product. I played the new Ultimate Toa deck, which I know a lot of people they're like excited for it, but they're not playing it because it's not like crazy really.
Yeah, it's also like you and I last night were talking in theory crafting a bit about the deck. There's a few different ways you can take that deck, and that might be part of the reason why people haven't, you know, really played it much or put much time into it, because it's not really cookie cutter.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, it's like I was saying on the last cast, I'm excited for it because it's a 5-color deck, but it could be just, you know, 2 colors. It could be black green, black red, black blue, black yellow. You know, each one has its own viability, but once you start going into like 3 colors, you know, like 2 primaries and then like black as well, because you basically have to play black. You start getting in interesting combinations.
At least for this deck, I don't think I count black as a color for it, since there's nothing that's specific in the deck.
Yeah,
like you don't get punished for charging a black like you would in other decks.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Although it is kind of based on your build, it sucks to charge black.
Yeah, that's true.
So, But yeah, so
Yeah.
anyways, so
So
I
you
played that.
played that. How did you do?
I went 1-3, so not very good.
Okay.
Partially because I'm out of practice. I haven't played like online very much, and so I'm this past week I've started playing some more online, and so I'm gonna just get back in the motion of things. I just finished my last semester of my undergrad, or not undergrad, what's it called, associates program or
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm taking a semester off between starting my undergrad, which is bachelor's program. So I'll
Yep.
have some more free time here to just
Awesome.
test and make videos and things.
Sweet. Do you think part of your results were just not having had much testing with the deck?
Definitely. Going into that event, I had not. It's. I'm just gonna admit it here. I hadn't played the deck a single time against another deck,
Mm-hmm.
and so usually, I'm a veteran player in this game, veteran card game player. Been playing for quite a while, so I can generally pick up a deck and kind of get the gist of it. But that deck is different. Like, I did not know what I was doing, and my first game I went against Turles, and it's just like, oh, this is how this works. Okay. Just
Mm-hmm.
basically like taking the training wheels off, kind of figuring out what I'm doing. Um, and so, yeah, it didn't go so well, but I really went to that event to have fun. I didn't
Yeah.
get my invite. I wasn't going to get an invite. Like, that's not the reason I went. I just went to have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
So it was fun. Looking back, if I had played 10 games beforehand, I think I could have easily made top 4 and gotten my invite because the top 2 already had their invites. So,
Okay.
lesson learned, right?
Do you think going back, would you have still played Toa, or would you have picked a different deck?
I probably would have played either Invoker or Dark Broly, just because Invoker I feel like is really uh, has a good matchup spread right now, aside from
Mm-hmm.
like Red Broly,
Okay.
which is even still winnable if you disrupt. It's all about like disruption. So like I've been playing it a lot locally because we play at we play on Thursdays and stuff.
Yeah.
And Invoker has changed from like this get your Vegeta down turn 3 awaken bean to have 2 open deck into, because like every deck has an answer for it now. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're just basically playing like this disruption, and you have to like surgically like disrupt their chain, because every deck is running some kind of an archetype that runs off
Yeah.
of some kind of a chain.
Mm-hmm.
And so, anyways, Invoker would have been a good pick. Dark Broly would have been a good pick. But I wanted to go with the fun pick, which was Toa, so that's why I played it.
Nice. Yeah. I was kind of bummed I didn't have a chance to go with you guys. I had
Yeah,
taken
it was.
the day before off of work, so I couldn't take another weekend day off in a row. I don't know what I would have played. I mean, I probably would have played Dark Broly, honestly. But I could have just as easily also, played Toa.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have been nice to have you there, to have that, a fourth person just to fill out the car. And then obviously we're like, like basically one of like best friends pretty much. I mean, that's why we're doing a podcast together. So
Yeah.
obviously I want to see you play. Yeah, I think that it's funny that you mentioned you would have played Dark Broly, because a lot of our listeners probably think you're going to say like, oh, Vegex, especially seeing our latest speedy deck techs with Vegex Connect 4. And I mean, honestly, that was my first thought. But I think, just speaking for you for a second, I think you've kind of found out that the matchup spread for Vegex has gotten narrower and narrower on the favored matchups. And I think Dark Broly just kind of has peeled ahead a little bit. Would that be accurate?
I'm not sure it's that. I think it's more of the, because I mean, that I like to play decks that make me think and that are interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Vegex makes me think a whole lot, but I also really enjoy games that don't last very long.
Yeah.
And that's just a byproduct of having played Magic and played Commander a lot.
Right.
super long games. Not I mean, they're fun, but they need to end.
Yeah, I
And
totally get
like
it.
in a 1 versus 1 setting, which is basically everything except commander, you have normally 50 to 60 minutes to play 2 or 3 games. Um, and what I've noticed, and I know we've talked about it a lot, is there's been a philosophy being spread to people, and I personally disagree with this. That's not to say they're wrong for believing this, but people are being told in this game not to scoop to your opponent. And
Yeah.
I think that is wrong personally. Having
Hmm.
come from playing every format of Magic except for Vintage, there's a point in every game where your percentage to win is so low that the time you would gain from scooping is more valuable than those, 5 to 10% chance of pulling that game out.
Yeah.
Because you
Hmm.
sideboard go to game 2, you're going to be playing first. So you have an
Right.
advantage no matter what.
Yeah.
And in that first sideboarded game, you also get to see how your opponent sideboards, which is
Hmm.
extremely valuable information that a lot of people don't take into account.
Yeah.
Um, so that's
Absolutely.
just my way of thinking. I think scooping doesn't make you a bad player; it makes you a smart player because you
Yeah.
understand that that little bit of extra time is extremely important and valuable, and that could end
Hmm.
up making the difference.
Yeah. Absolutely. Um, it was like the first experience I had with scooping was from Pokemon at regionals and things like that, because in Pokemon there's such a huge weight on the first like 3 turns of the game, or
Hmm.
even the first turn. And it was like, okay, I didn't get what I needed, my opponent got what they needed, scoop, go to game 2. And you don't see that in DBS, which is really interesting. But retracking back onto the event, and you were saying that you'd play Dark Broly because it's just a little more of an intricate deck that you have to like think, and there's a lot of different lines of play. So that's the reason why you would have chosen that deck.
Yeah, and like I said, a lot of that comes from like having played the older formats in Magic, like specifically Legacy, which I know I talk about on most of our episodes.
Yeah.
That format is basically my brain versus your brain. It's like
Yeah.
playing chess, and
Uh-huh.
I like having that extra element to a game when I play. So yeah, I mean, Dark Broly is interesting. There's a lot of lines of play. You're basically playing the deck on a turn by turn basis because you don't know what's going to happen when you activate your leader. You could hit 0 30Ks, you could hit 5 and have to choose between them. You honestly never really know. So
Yeah.
it's kind of fun putting the puzzle pieces together.
It's like we've been saying, like I meant to save Dark Broly as our final topic, and we'll talk about it at the end again as well. But um, it's a very intricate deck, and it's not just pick up and play,
Hmm.
and it's all about the time you spend into the deck.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna end on some Dark Broly talk, but I know a lot of you guys, the viewers, know that when the last set came out, we were both on Dark Broly at the start of the set. We spoke very highly of it, but we also were very critical of it. And I mean, we told you guys that that deck requires a lot of grinding, figuring out your lines of play, because that deck is like a jungle, man, on its own.
Oh yeah, dude, it's so fun though.
It is.
It's so fun. Okay,
Yeah, let's move on
so
from Dark Broly.
yeah, so just some event recap. We have our first and second places from Visalia event and the Miami event. So first is Visalia. We have the first and second, they ended up splitting, so they're kind of interchangeable. But we have first place with Marcus Cantarsi with Zamasu, and then second place with Mecha Frieza, Brandon Alvarado. I know they're both my locals, so Fresno basically took that event, which is Fresno.
Yes. And you're welcome, Brandon, for all the stuff from Mecca.
Oh yeah, Tim let him borrow some cards, so it's always how it works, right? Borrow things.
Yep. For the color I don't play.
I feel like that's kind of an upset. I mean, so there wasn't that many players. There was like 15 or something.
Mhm.
So it's pretty small, but even still, we had a good spread of meta decks. We had like I think we had one I don't remember if there was a red Broly or not. I know there was a lot of red decks, Dark Broly, Mecha. There was a lot of Mecha, like a lot. Me as Toa, couple of weird decks, but
and
those 2 decks are kind of weird. Like
that one Turles also.
Oh yeah, Turles. We had a Turles. So basically, like we covered most of the field.
Yeah.
Aside from a few things, and then just with those results, Mecha and Zamasu on top, it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's the start of a new format. Usually aggro decks take the first few weeks of events. I'm not sure what Brandon's Mecha build was. I know he has the yellow slug engine in there. I don't know if he also threw in 4 war cries or just a couple, but I know Planet and Warcry are essential for the deck to pivot.
Yeah. I know he played 2 mirror matches and he won both of them. So that might say something to the actual, the 50 or the 65 that whatever he's running might be better against the mirror. I think it was a pretty standard list going off of what like Joey and Marcus have been playing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so
on
many
stream or whatever.
So many good cards in the deck. There's a lot of wiggle room, but there's also not. Like, I feel like the deck as a whole is extremely flexible.
Yeah, I think so. Like, there's a few pivotal cards in the deck that are like meta defining, and one of them's like that 3-drop slug.
Yes, that whole package.
The slug, the whole package supports the slug, and the slug says bond 2. Your opponent can't draw cards aside from their leader, basically. And so it's like
it shuts down literally everything in the game. Yeah,
it's like the old 6-drop Boo from the Black Boo deck, except in a color that has so many control options and ways to protect it.
It also has barrier.
It has barrier, and then Mecha can just counterplay or whatever for free, which is like it's the perfect deck for that card.
It slaps down the queen, which is the 3-drop slug, and it plays protect the queen until the game ends.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think the deck is going to be good. I'm hoping they don't, touch the leader after rebooting it. That would kind of leave a bad taste for a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary.
It's good, but it's not game breaking. So
yeah, definitely.
Deck looks cool.
It's really good, like really good.
Marcus taking Zamasu was interesting.
Yeah, he's been playing it on stream a lot, and it's like a comfort pick, I think.
Yeah, and again, like that kind of goes with the new format thing. Like, you want to play an aggressive deck that's comfortable, and you'll most likely do well.
Right.
Also, Blue just has like an embarrassment of riches available to it. So
yeah, Blue has every color got like so many things. The past like block.
I think out of this set, the best blue card I want to say is the Go Tanks SR. That card is really good.
Yeah, it's another like Obuni replacement if you don't have Obuni, or if you want to run like a mix of them and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know we were talking about doing like a 3-way split between that, Obuni, and I can't think of the other one. Homer.
Murray Chim.
Yeah, that one.
Murray Chim.
Pink Homer Simpson.
Yeah, the milkman.
But yeah, let's move on from Visalia, unless you have something else to say about it.
Yeah, so I just want to say something really quick. So I played Marcus round 3.
Mm-hmm.
We're both 1-1, I think, or maybe no. I played him round 2. I don't remember what round I played him, but anyways, I played him, and so it's weird because like the Toa deck doesn't do well against aggro, and that's why people think it's not very good right now. But like when you play against a mid-range deck, it's an insane mid-range deck.
Yeah.
Like you slap down the Majin Buu either for 2 or for 3 with your Toa, and you get out. Ideally you want to get out the 6-drop Slug, because when they're both in rest mode, while Slug's in rest, your opponent can't attack your leader or your Unison, and then if Slug dies while Majin Buu's in rest, your opponent, if they attack your leader once per turn, they ditch 2 cards.
Yep.
So it's like this daily defender, not daily defender lock thing going on, and it's like super efficient. The deck is at mid-range wise, and so anyways, against blue, you get to like these later turns, and so the deck strives. Like I was doing really well against Marcus. Like I had the full board, I had the 9-drop blocker, the Buu, the Slug, the Broly 7-drop. I had the whole package, and I looked down and I passed turn to him because he I forget what he just like negated all my attacks or something. But anyways, I was like all sideways with all my guys, and I look down and I see his Unison with 5 markers, and it's his turn, and it's Zeno Unison. And I look at him and I go, "You're gonna do it, aren't you?" And he charges and he -5s that fool and goes, "Wipe your board." And I'm like, okay, whatever, right?
We can rebuild.
I have a massive hand, like 12 cards. He's got like 9 or something. I have 2 blue open, 3 beans in hand. I'm like, he ain't killing me. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
And so he ends up going into this stupid 9-drop.
Goku Black from, was it set 10?
Yeah, where you like fuse from your energy or whatever.
Yeah.
And he KOs both my standing blue energies.
Ooh.
Which, like in a mono blue deck, no big deal because you have D magic. But in Toa, like you only have a certain amount of each color energy. And so I was like, well, there goes both my blue energy.
And now
so
dead.
He pressured me down and ended up on my crackback. He ended up baby hatching and winning the game on the double crackback. But yeah, that game was pretty hot.
That wasn't the most exciting thing that happened to you, was it?
Nah, so the next game, I had him on the ropes again, and this fool mains or sides, whatever, the stinking Toa Unison. I hate that card. And I bring out my 9-drop blocker, and he, turn 4, slaps that Unison down and just steals my freaking 9-drop blocker. And the worst part is, like, not only does he get my blocker, he gets the effect of when it leaves, your opponent has to discard a card from hand, destroy one of their battle cards, and remove 2 markers from their Unison. So he gets that, and then once I kill it, he gets it again.
Mm-hmm.
So he got the effect twice, and I was like,
yep.
Against a deck that's like mid-range value is just so devastating.
In case you guys have forgotten about that Unison, it was out of draft box 6. It's the Black Toa Unison, which the only part of it that really matters is its minus, which lets you steal something just like the yellow Mechikabura Unison, which Caleb also had played on him.
Yeah, and he stole my 9-drop both games also. So
yeah, so Caleb lost his 9-drop quite a few times.
Very annoying.
So be wary.
Yeah,
fellow
be
Toa
wary
players.
Of your 9-drops. Beware of your 9-drops. They are not safe.
Nope.
Okay,
never.
So
Miami time.
Miami
was pretty spicy. I was watching most of the stream.
Yeah.
I mean, it was most of it was to be expected, right? Dark Broly. There's a lot of Dark Broly. A lot of other decks people were expecting, Mecha, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But what took the event was yet again Legends on Invoker.
Hey.
That man owns the East Coast.
On Invoker, yeah. Yep.
And second place, was it Marcel?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Russell
Marcel
with Turles.
Russell on Turles. Ooh, I lost video feed.
Yes, on Turles. Yeah, so while Tim gets that back up, technical difficulties.
Sorry, guys, got a new camera. It's a
that's
little
all right.
weird.
So first place was Invoker, second place was Turles. Invoker, I was informed, got a little bit of luck on his side because he lost to Red Broly, but the Red Broly player ended up giving him the win because he had to leave. So a little bit of luck there, but either way, he had a great showing. So, you know, hats off to him for running that deck and getting first with it. But yeah, one of the things about the deck, because I looked at the deck profile, I was kind of curious of the set 12 changes, which aren't any actual set 12 cards. But he did main 4 Violent Rays, which are very expensive, but they're pretty much essential for beating Dark Broly, and they're pretty good against Red Broly as well, because you can stop the 6 drops from swinging. So
yes,
4 Violent Rays.
Also working on fixing my feed again.
No worries, Tim. That's all good. And then second place was Turles, which we looked at that list too, which was it was kind of spicy because like most people, he was like the only Turles in Top Cut, I think. Excuse me. And so we were kind of like, well, why? Because I thought the deck was pretty solid. I played against it at Visalia, and Marcel's list was very different. He didn't run any of the super rares. The only Turles he actually ran was the quote-unquote arrival one. It says like if you have 2 battle cards in your combo area, you can pay a green, play them from your hand. And so essentially he just uses it for like free combo power. The Turles engine is what I mean. And then recycling fruit with tree is very, very good because if you guys don't know what Fruit of the Tree of Might does, it says pay 1 green, flip one of your opponent's face-up life face down, and then gain 20k and double if you're a Turles. So that's the most efficient combo card in the game outside of unerrated Bibbidi, and which we don't have anymore. So it's just the most efficient combo card in the game now. And it gives double strike. So it's like a 2 for 1. So 1 for 10 and a Champa built into 1 energy. So yeah, so he basically just like had a lot of value in the deck. If you didn't negate, you were taking 2. So just keep that in mind when you build your Turles decks. Don't lean too heavily into the engine. It starts to crumple if you lean heavily into it. I played against it at Visalia, and game 1 didn't know what it did really, and he kind of just went off of grinding the game out. Game 2, I won in time, but and it was not very difficult to beat the deck once I knew what it did. So how's it going, Tim? You back?
Not quite yet on the video.
That's okay. I'll keep going.
Yeah, go ahead and run
okay,
through it. I'll be back momentarily with video.
Okay, no problem. So I encourage you guys, if you don't already know or already have them, to get the Ultimate deck, the new Toa Ultimate deck. It's a very good value. Not only does it have a lot of reprints, but it has a lot of good new cards. And there's one I want to highlight specifically because we'll be talking about it later, but it's the 7-drop Dark Broly. That card is very good, and the reason I like it is because it's going to pay off in 2 separate decks. You're going to run it in the Toa deck and in the Dark Broly deck, which it's extremely good in both. But the deck seems to have a lot of cards like that, and so I would encourage you guys to pick them up if you have not already. I know they're sold out in a lot of places, but if you can find them for 25-30 bucks, I think they're still worth it. So pick those up while you can. And just to let you know, every single card is foil, and they look really nice. Like watch. I'm just gonna pull out a super combo. Look at this. Look at that nice super combo. Comes with 4 of those bad boys. So you buy 2 decks, you get 8 of them. Anyways, moving on. We just want to bring you guys a couple of updates with our channel. As many of you guys know, me and Tim started this channel part of the way through 2020. We started during COVID season, which we're still in. So it's, we're still going strong at the podcast. But I just wanted to give you guys some insight on our vision for the future of this channel. We want to bring you guys the best of content we can. So we're committing to you guys to bring you, we're hoping for 3 videos a week, one of which will be the podcast, and then the other 2 are variable. Like last week it was our speedy deck tech series, which I'll keep continuing weekly. Hopefully we'll have a new deck every week. I mean, if you just think about that, 1 deck every week, 52 weeks in a year, that's 52 deck techs. There's somewhere around 200 to 300 leaders. So you do the math on that, even though we'll probably overlap leaders in some deck techs, because just going to be honest here, some leaders are trash. That's why they reboot them. But yeah, so just wanted to give you guys that update. We're also going to continue doing some unboxing series. I know Tim's usually been forefronting that, but we're going to continue doing those with other products as well. And also, lastly, we would just want, if you guys have anything you want us to do. I know there's been some requests for gameplay video footage, similar to our Pro Play Tour testing session we did I think it was episode 11. It was
something
a few episodes ago. So we're gonna do some of those as well. So, but if there's anything specific you guys are wanting us to do, post it down in the comments below. We're always looking for ideas, but just to give you guys a commitment, 3 videos a week you can expect from the Sideboard podcast channel.
Yes. I had to take my backup camera out of Discord so I could put it into the recording, but we're back. A little bit of a different angle, a little bit not as great quality, but we're back. I know you all saw random flashes of camera as I was trying to position it in a decent way, but
that's okay.
We're back. We have persevered.
That's all that really matters, is that you keep getting up, right?
Yes. Just like Goku, right?
Yeah, sure.
That was for you, Evan.
Just like Goku, keep getting back up. Okay. So, Tim, was there anything you want to go over with new channel updates for future content? Any ideas you've had that you'd like the listeners to know about for our future videos, just to give them some insight, some hype, some Sideboard podcast hype.
Some sauce.
Get into our.
So you went over unboxings, deck techs, extra video types, right?
Unboxings, speedy deck techs.
Yes.
3 videos a week.
Yes, we're definitely gonna try to make that happen.
1 is the podcast, 2 are variable.
Yes. I think I heard you mention possibly not just DBS, but other content as well. I probably am going to get back into doing some Magic content, whether that be doing Legacy or Vintage cubes when they're on Magic Online, or I might just buy the equivalent of a box of the new set on Magic Arena, and we can crack a bunch of packs and do some drafts on there. Maybe we'll get some standard action. Haven't played Magic in a long time, but let us know what you guys think. Maybe I'll do some not quite DBS, but still Dragon Ball stuff. My friend Doug and I have been on and off playing with the card game on Dragon Ball Kakarot.
Nice.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
He metagamed me super hard the last time we played, based off of the time before that, because I figured out like super aggro with a minimal like investment into it. And so last time he was like, well, what if my whole deck was just blockers? And I was like, but
Shenron?
You metagamed me so hard. And he was like, yeah, I did.
Broken.
We still got there probably like 50% of the time.
That's not
but
bad.
yeah, let us know what you guys think. I mean, we're not against taking input from all of you. You know, we are most likely gonna have fun no matter what we're doing on here, but we want to make sure that we're putting out content that you guys enjoy as well.
Yep. So if you have a specific game you like, actually, yeah, that's a good comment down below. What's your favorite game to watch on YouTube
or Twitch? I know you don't you haven't dipped into streaming at all, but I do occasionally stream. But if that's something, you know, you guys want to see, whether it's Dragon Ball content or other content, let us know. I have no problem, you know, doing some extra live content, you know, in between work and doing stuff for the channel video wise.
Yep.
And learning new editors. Very fun.
Yep. Okay, so this is a good point to just link all of our bookkeeping for the episode of the night.
Yes.
If you guys haven't seen our shirts, I don't have mine on today. It's actually in the laundry, but I do have our new mugs, which if you haven't seen them, they're very nice. It's Don't Go Neg.
Yes. Did you get the normal size mug or the big one?
No, this one's like large. It's
okay,
very large.
You got the big one. I think that one's $20 on there.
Yeah, something like that.
On the merch store. Yeah, it's like a 15-ounce mug or something like that. It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's like those large ones that hold like 2 cups or something like that.
Yeah.
So check out our merch store. We have
all kinds of
shirts, women's, men's, jackets, or not jackets, hoodies, cups, anything you could think of. We get it helps us run everything. So check that out, buy some stuff.
Also,
and Tim's gonna go on the next one.
If any of you guys have any artwork you would like to have put on any merchandise for us, send us some of your ideas. That mug that Caleb just showed you guys was a piece of artwork based on a story from one of our episodes that one of our viewers sent us and said, you know, go ahead and put it on some merch. I'd love to see it. So we did. Yeah. Any of you guys want to see any artwork displayed, feel free to send stuff to us on any one of our platforms.
Yep, absolutely. And while you're on your platform sending us some cool merch ideas, check out our sponsor, Madtown Gaming, TCG.com. I don't think I got the URL right, but it's in the description down below. They have a whole bunch of sealed products as well as terrariums and cool things like that. So check them out. Helping them out sponsors us, makes us better, everything better, life is better. Yay.
Yes. And the last part, those sweet singles.
Singles in your area now.
If you guys are looking to pick up singles or any of the decks we've been talking about, or decks for other games as well, please, we greatly appreciate using our TCG affiliate link. It costs you $0 extra and gives us just a little bit of a kickback, which also helps, you know, support the channel and everything we're doing, keeping all the lights on, not figuratively, but literally. We appreciate it. Like I said, costs you nothing extra and helps us out a whole bunch, and we really appreciate all the support from you guys.
Yes, keep doing it. That way we can keep doing it. All right, well, that's all of our bookkeeping. Let's move on to our final topic of the night.
We have come full circle.
Why Dark Broly is the king.
Yes,
Boom.
that big beefy boy.
Big boy.
Just a couple months ago, everyone said, but why would you play it? And
Right.
then you and I were like, well, it's
Because
really
it's
good,
busted.
but you have to like put the time in. And everyone was like, but I don't want to put the time in. And then look where we are now, people.
Yep.
Dark Broly is killing everyone.
Yep. So my first bullet point for why Dark Broly is king is 30K.
Yeah,
Let's just talk about that for a second. 30K is big, like Tim is saying. So I'm just going to let you guys into my brain for a second here. What 30K entails exactly. If you are playing Dark Broly and I am not, and you swing at me with a 30K, and I don't negate, even just base, I need a combo. Let's say I have a super combo, just one super combo. Super combo puts me to 25, then I need a 5K and a 5K. That's 3 cards to negate your 35K swing. Dark Broly can put out 3 30K or more swings every single turn. So that means if I don't negate any of those attacks and I have 3 super combos, 1 per attack, that's 9 cards from my hand. 9 cards.
Minimum.
Given the super combos are replacing themselves. So that's wrong finger there, sorry. 6 cards from my hand. Minus 6 from just 3 swings.
Yes. That doesn't count leader or anything else.
That's some good return on investment right there.
Yes. Combined with the fact that they're not just vanilla 30Ks. They do things.
Yeah.
They do things that hurt.
One of them is a blocker. One of them rips a card from hand and graveyard. And
the other one just murders something. It just makes it not exist anymore.
So 30K with effects, and they are free.
Yeah, so check it, right? Back in the day, people were paying 2 energy and Kid Coup for 30Ks. But what if you could pay 0 multiple times a turn? And they do things.
This just seems dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb broken.
It's pretty good.
Yep.
So yeah, that 0 energy thing, it gives you room to play things that also interact with your opponents that do cost you energy, like Mechikabura.
That was literally my next bullet point. Mechikabura. The Mechikabura Tim's talking about specifically is Mechikabura the Broken Seal. It's a 2-drop with Deflect. When you play it, you call a card and a
character
cost,
name and cost.
And your opponent during that turn and their next turn cannot play that card for any reason. So you can, for example, it's good against Dark Broly because you can play it, call Dark Broly 6 cost, and they can't play Dark Broly for your turn, which you can't play them on.
At least not the
defense.
6 drops. There are more.
Yeah, there's more. But they can't play them on their turn.
Correct.
Which, against some decks, is devastating.
Yes.
And Dark Broly mains 4.
Also has a hidden mode of just also getting a Dark Dragon Ball.
Yep, once per turn. Get one from the deck.
Pretty good.
Of any flavor. Any flavor of Dark Dragon Ball.
Yes. Very, very underrated hidden mode.
Yeah. So not only does it suit the perfect turn 2 play in Dark Broly, but it also dual purposes as searching out your ball on turn 2. So that way you can extend your plays with your 1-drop Broly on the following turn, or if you already have one in play, you can do it that turn. And it basically, like, the deck didn't have a counterplay. Black doesn't really have any good counterplays. They have a couple, but they're not the most playable. It gives you a
preemptive counterplay.
Yeah, that's
basically
exactly what I was gonna say. It's like it's like an investment. You're counterplaying. You're preventing them from playing something.
Yep.
Which
And
is really useful.
Historically, across card games, that effect is very good. Just telling your opponent that they cannot play that card. It's a pretty good effect, it turns out.
Yeah, what if you were like in a scenario where I was with my Toa deck and Marcus wipes my board, doesn't kill me on his turn. I go on the crackback, he baby hatches me. Rewind. I play 2-drop Magicabura because he doesn't have a unison. He can't, even though it has deflect, he can't do any kind of counterplay against it because he doesn't have a unison. And I just call, Hatchiak or baby or whatever it is, 8-drop, or I'm pretty sure it's an 8-drop.
I think so.
Pro tip: look up your cards before you
the
are
important
going to be calling
ones.
things, because don't be like me right now and not know the name or the cost or any of that stuff. But anyways, say I call baby hatch 8-drop, and then I'm free to go in for the turn, and my deck runs a bunch of dark dragon balls, so I can search a ball real quick, get some combo power at the very minimum.
Yeah, Magicabura just, it kind of does it all, and you're not doing anything else with your energy. So
GG skis.
Yes,
that's what that's called.
I think that and Demigra are like the only things that cost you more than one energy in the deck.
And the 7-drop, which is the next card we're going to talk about.
Yes, but so that one you can also play off of a Dragon Ball.
Can you?
Yep.
Oh, broken.
All it wants you to search for is a Dark Broly.
True. You can also EX evolve it though, which is good.
That's true.
So the new Broly, which is a red Broly that Dark Broly got access to, as well as Toa, is kind of complicated. It's got a large body of text that some people misinterpret. So I just wanted to clarify it for you guys. It's a 30k unique, deflect and energy. No, does he have it? He doesn't have energy exhaust. Just deflect and unique. But essentially, what he says is, when you play this card, your opponent must choose one battle card from each of these zones, and it is hand, board, drop. They have to send them to the warp. If they do not, if they do 2 or less of those things, just basically if they do 0, they crit a life of your choice. So if you have, if they have face up life for some reason, which some decks are doing, you pick the one you want.
Yep. That's very good.
When it comes down, it switches to active mode.
Yes. It's really good. It also has a hidden mode that a lot of people figured out as soon as it was revealed. It's red, and it's bigger than a 25k. Why might that matter, you ask?
Heartfelt
plea.
Yep.
It put in so much work over the Miami stream. It was in all of MRG's Dark Broly lists. It was in Joey's list. It's insane. Just Dark Broly did not need the ability to play Heartfelt Plea, but it has it.
What do you mean?
It just, I think it puts that deck over the top, being able to do that.
The deck, like, one of the things was, like, it didn't have a whole lot of extension, in the sense of it put out 3 to 4 attacks a turn if you were getting interacted with. If you weren't getting interacted with, then you can put out like 6 if you full cycle every turn, which was not very likely.
Yeah.
But with the red Broly, you're putting out +1 every turn, and then with the Heartfelt Plea, when you awaken, you're getting a giant triple striker, which the deck also lacked.
Either draw you cards or crit your opponent some life.
yeah, offering is a good effect. It's real
Yes, very, very powerful.
good. So
But yeah, I think Dark Broly is kind of the in the shadows king of the format. I think people still have their crosshairs on Red Broly, but right behind that is Dark Broly, just waiting for Red Broly to get sniped out of the way.
yeah, I think Dark Broly just requires a little more, not player skill, but sequencing skill in, you know, your actual playing the deck. You need to make different choices that are very critical. And Red Broly is difficult, but it's going to be it's a efficiency sequence deck, not a different lines of play sequence deck. And so it's always trying to go for the most efficient way to do its swap engine.
Yeah.
Rather than like play around your stuff.
Yep.
If that makes any sense.
No, totally. Makes sense to me.
Dark Broly, boys, it's good. It's always been good.
Yes.
Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
All right. I think that was it for this one, right?
That is it for today's cast.
Let us know in the comments what decks you guys are looking forward to in set 12. Send us some lists.
I got a list for myself. Launch seems pretty cool. Turles, obviously I'm playing Toa. And I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
What flavor of launch?
Bro, red green. What else do I play?
That seems like kind of the de facto one people are going towards.
Yeah, I just hate that scramble doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think if I was going to build launch, I would personally probably go in the direction of red blue, just because I like the red blue arrival-y stuff it has, like Cooler and Hercule Boo.
Because you like Senzubin?
That too, but I don't know. I like the red blue combination. Red green is very powerful though.
Definitely.
I don't know. I'm gonna finish Shroom and Salsa. That deck looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I think Turles for me also, just because I like the character and the deck seems pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's definitely fun.
We do have something in the lab as well as a final note. If anyone wants to, give some ideas on this subject, I'm trying to break the new Gogeta Not So Hero revived.
The new 8-drop?
Yes, our 8-drop replacement for Gogeta 7. Because that card is really powerful. So I'm trying to break it. We'll see what happens. If anyone has any ideas, throw them in the comments or onto our post for the video after it goes live. Let us know.
Yep. Yes.
But I think that wraps it up.
Alrighty, guys. This is the Sideboard podcast. Checking out.
See ya.